he has vowed to behead Vishnu. So he, in his assembly where all the demons had assembled, he asked them to create havoc, and these demons started setting all the houses of all the devotees, all the residents on the earthly planet on fire. People were actually so disturbed that they could not even do their sacrifices. And because the yagyas were not performed, the devatas were not happy. They also were disturbed. So Hiranyakashipu means Hiranyak means gold. Kashipu means bad. So Hiranyakashipu means basically a person who is endeavoring for sense gratification, the bed of gold. So here Prabhupada in some purports, he also mentions that the people in this material world are like mini Hiranyakashipu. So when such a huge Hiranyakashipu, he cannot lord over things. What to talk about is micro Hiranyakashipus that we are all around trying to lord over things. So then in rage to take revenge of his brother's death, Hiranyakashipu then he decides to go on for severe austerity. So he actually wanted to occupy the position of Brahma. So according to him, since he was materialist, his idea was Brahma is actually a supreme person of Godhead in this material world. And he also had plans to actually destroy Dhruloka. So he did just not, his goal was not just to kill Vishnu. If we say that he was in a kind of emotional swing and his brother was being killed, but no, he also had that greed factor. So that is a typical Kali Yuga Hiranyakashipu, micro Hiranyakashipus. So he had started carrying on this penance, and it was so severe that the devatas, they started facing the heat of it, and they all rushed to Brahma, as it always happens. And Brahmadev, along with his some companions, entourage, he comes down to Hiranyakashipu. So initially he is unable to see Hiranyakashipu. He looks around, oh, where is Hiranyakashipu? Kahan pe wo? He's unable to. What he's able to see is just a heap of anthill. That's all, a huge heap of anthill. And then somehow they figured, oh, see, I can see some skeleton over there. Oh, is this what I'm thinking? So he basically, this ant who actually built their home over Hiranyakashipu. They not only built a home, they started eating his flesh and skin and his blood. So he was kind of just what you say, dhacha, a frame of skeletons. That's all. So finally, when he was spotted, "Arey, ye to apna Hiranyakashipu lag raha hai." So then Brahma was really impressed by his austerity. So he praised him. He said ki, oh, this is very amazing that even when you are just with skeleton, everything has been eaten up, but you are still able to keep your life air intact. This is not possible by anyone. Even Bhrigumuni was with Brahmadev when Brahmadev came over there. So in front of Bhrigumuni, he is saying that even Bhrigumuni cannot follow such kind of austerities. In front of Bhrigumuni, he is saying Hiranyakashipu. So he is so impressed with Hiranyakashipu, and he says no one in the future can even attain such kind of feat. So and with he was there for 100 divya varshas. So 100 divya varsha would be around 36,000 earthly years. So for so long he was unable to he was not even eating any food or water, even not even a drop of water. So these all things actually amazed Brahmadev. So Brahmadev, from his commodity, he actually sprinkled some water, and Hiranyakashipu, he regained his body, which was full of luster now. So Hiranyakashipu, he paid his dandavat to Brahmadev when he saw Brahmadev, and he paid. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam 7 Canto that he was actually shivering out of ecstasy on seeing Brahmadev, and he started doing stuti. And at the end of the stuti, he said that I want a boon that none of your living entities that has been created by you should be able to kill me. He said, no one inside or outside the residence should be able to kill me. No one should be able to kill me in the daytime or the nighttime, not on the ground or in the sky with any weapon. No human being or animal should be able to do that. No living entity or non-living entity should be able to kill me. No demigod, demons, or even the snake from the lower planets should be able to kill me. So, and also at the end of that, he said that all the mystic powers that can be attained, I want those mystic powers. So Brahmadev actually said that this is actually not so easy to give boon, but this is kind of a limited offer. So I think because the kind of penance you have done, I think you should be able to. I think I should be able to give you that the boon. So Hiranyakashipu, Ramadas said Tathastu, and he left. So Hiranyakashipu, as he got these powers, as we all know, he started to conquer all the three lokas. So Devatas were scared. They hid themselves wherever they can. Whoever Devatas can hide themselves, they started hiding themselves. And because of he was always intoxicated, not by actual liquor. I mean, he was intoxicated by liquor as well, but at the same time by his power as well, the pride that also started intoxicating him. So Devatas bowed down to him, and they used to praise him, because else he would probably kill them. And he used to chastise these Devatas without a reason. He used to chastise them again and again and again. So Narad Muni says, when he was narrating this pastime to Yudhishthira Maharaj from 7.1, and it goes to around 7.10, where this particular pastime is covered. So Narad Muni says that even I, along with other sages, we also used to offer prayers to him. So we can understand how powerful Hiranyakashipu was. So at the end, when anyone is distressed, we then go to the approach Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is what had happened. So they approach Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then when they offered their prayers, there was a voice that was being heard, a strong voice which says that do not worry, I am aware of Hiranyakashipu's activities, and that it will be stopped soon. So they were happy. Abhi zyada time nahi, thoda time apne adjust karna, so let's bear with it. So Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons, and out of which Prahlad Maharaj was the youngest. And not only was the youngest, he had those saintly qualities with him, a saint born in a demon family. So he was a great devotee of the Lord right from his childhood. He had all the saintly qualities. He had control over senses right from childhood. So while others used to play with the toys, Prahlad Maharaj used to probably create a doll of Krishna. He used to chant Hare Krishna. So right from his childhood, rather than playing with dolls, he used to pray to Krishna. Rather than playing, he used to pray. He used to do praying. And then he was sent to the school when the time was right. When he was 5 years old, he was sent to the school where Shukracharya, who was the priest of the demons, like Brahaspati, who was the priest of the demigods, Devatas. So Shukracharya had 2 sons, Shanda and Amarka. So they were the teachers for this private schooling chain of school which Hiranyakashipu owned. They were the lead teachers. So Prahlad Maharaj, so he went over there. Prahlad Maharaj, he did some study, and while in his summer break, when he came back to his home, so Hiranyakashipu, he loved his son very much, and Prahlad Maharaj, he loved Prahlad Maharaj very much. So he used to place Prahlad Maharaj on his lap, and with very caressing, he used to ask him, what is that you have learned from your teachers? And Prahlad Maharaj he started saying that everything is temporary. So no one should. So we shouldn't worry about things, and we should instead go to Vrindavan, and we should take the shelter of the Lord. So initially, Hiranyakashipu took it very lightly. He said, uh, he started laughing. He said, I think some Vaishnava in the garb of diviners entered our school, some treasure, and he's trying to kind of contaminate my son. So I think you should go back to the school, and I will ensure that you get complete protection, that you do not get such unwanted association. So he was sent back to school, and after a long time, again when he comes back, he is again when he comes back, again same question by Hiranyakashipu, and again Prahlad Maharaj responds very similarly. So this time Hiranyakashipu was very, very angry. So he said, he warned the teachers, and then he said, kill this boy, because now everything is out of hand. Kill this boy. So somewhere it is mentioned that Hiranyakashipu says that my family is like the forest of sandalwood. So Hiranyakashipu's family is like a forest of sandalwood, and he is the wood of an axe, and the blade of the axe is Vishnu. So Vishnu is trying to use the handle to chop down the fragrant flower of fragrant trees of made out of fragrant trees of sandalwood. So he then says that this is enough. So he orders the demons to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But then he tries whatever is possible, throwing it off the cliff, trying to pierce the bow, putting it in the cave where there are snakes and ghostly beings, trying to throw a big stone over him in order to squish him, put him near the legs of a elephant. It is said that these elephants, what we see in Kali Yuga, is a smaller version what had been there earlier. As the height and the strength of human beings decrease, it is also true for other animals. Then we are aware of Holika as well. He was put in fire. He was administered poison and many other things. Some illusion was created. So n number of things were done to basically kill Prahlad Maharaj, but everything failed. And this actually worried Hiranyakashipu. So he said, boss, there is something wrong. I'm not able to kill him. So it seems that Narayan is trying to protect him. So is Hiranyakashipu the cause of my destruction? Would he be the reason of my death? So this is what he started thinking, and he became a little serious. So now he understood that killing him is difficult. So probably I should try to again target his the kind of thought process he has. So again he calls Shanda and Amarka, and ask again request for this advice. So they said that let us take him back to school, and Shukracharya would be coming back anytime soon, and he's the one who can fix him. So let us try that. So again he goes back, but there in school he does some ghar vapsi. So he is now trying to preach the kids of demons, and he is trying to bring them to Krishna consciousness, back to Godhead. So all demon children, they take him very seriously, and they are they follow them. They follow his instructions in Krishna consciousness. So they are a little curious as to how is that he is able to understand all these things. What is that he is? What incidents? Because we understand that you go home, you come to school. We also do that. Is it on the way that someone is trying to preach you, or how is that? So they are a little curious. How does he know all these things? And he narrates the story. He says that where Hiranyakashipu went for penance, Indra and all the devatas, they started attacking all the demons, and they kind of looted Hiranyakashipu's palace. But when they killed all the demonic leaders, there was one thing that they were worried about the seed of Hiranyakashipu in his mother's womb. So he became Indra and other devatas became little worried, and they arrested Prahlad's mother, and they were taking her away. So Narada appeared over there, and Narada assured the Devtas that this seed is a great devotee of the Lord. So even if you try to kill, you won't be able to kill him, because he is personally protected. He is protected personally by Lord Vishnu. So hearing that, the Devtas, they paid their obeisances to mother of Prahlad Maharaj. They circumambulated her and then they left. Now where should she go, because everything has been destroyed, the palace and all, so there is no protection. She was little worried. So she Narad Muni took her to his home, and then to his ashram, and then now Prahlad Maharaj's mother, she did not give birth to Prahlad Maharaj. Usually 9 months, right? 9 months, 9 days. But we know Hiranyakashipu was performing penance for almost 36,000 years. Because if Prahlad Maharaj would take birth, the Devtas may probably attack. So being scared, she preferred to keep Prahlad Maharaj in her stomach, in her womb, till Hiranyakashipu come back. So for 36,000 years, earthly years, Prahlad Maharaj was within her womb. So so Prahlad in the ashram, Narad Muni would narrate all the Krishna Kathas and then all philosophies, Bhagavatam to Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj said to the demons, that demonic kids, that it is because of Narad Muni's mercy that I am able to hear, I am able to remember everything, even though my mother forgot everything. So saying that, he started again preaching them, and he started saying that I am the soul, not the body, and that we are the eternal servants of the Lord. So all the students, they started taking Hiranyakashipu very, very seriously. This actually surprises me, that or puts me to shame, I would say, that being born in the demonic family, these kids, they were not touched by Narada, but a pure devotee of the Lord, though. But they took the instructions of Prahlad Maharaj very seriously. And people in Kali Yuga, they actually fail to take these instructions that has been given by great devotees like Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas. But people actually fail to take these instructions very seriously. They may hear, they may understand, but they may not take it seriously to practice. So in Krishna consciousness, it is not the philosophy that is important. It is not the sloka. It is important. Yes, they are important. Both philosophy is important, but implementing the philosophy, implementing the understanding of the philosophy, implementing what the sloka says is very important. So that is what Prabhupada always says, right? Devotional service. He doesn't say just the devotion. So probably he is aware that saying just devotion, people will understand it's just about emotion, and then they will end up becoming sahajiyas. So he knows it is devotional service. So this demonic children, they all took it very seriously. They started implementing it, and now the teachers they were Shanda and Amarka, they were really very scared. So they understood that this is going out of hand, and they again reported back to Hiranyakashipu, to the king. So Hiranyakashipu then was very, 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 very angry, and then he called Prahlad Maharaj again, and they started abusing him. And then he said that, on whose power are you acting so fearlessly? Tell me. And then Prahlad Maharaj, again, devotees, when they get an opportunity to preach, they would start preaching. Like, so even in ISKCON, when they get an opportunity, when the relatives are or among the friends, they start thinking, "Arey, this is about material world. यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं, सब दुखालय शाश्वतम है." So people say, "Arey यार, ये वापस चालू हो गया, इसका भी वापस start हो गया सब." So devotees, they do not lose an opportunity to preach about Krishna. So Prahlad Maharaj again started preaching his father, ki we should this, that, and then he said that when he asked whose power, he said that I'm empowered by the same source that you are empowered with. And this, so you should probably give up your demonic qualities and surrender them to Krishna and all those things. So मेरे शत्रु का मेरे सामने तारीफ कर रहा है, and you're saying कि उसको surrender कर. What's wrong with him यार? He is like हाथ से चल गया, बेटा भी हाथ से चला गया है, उसको भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते, उसका कुछ अभी भला नहीं. I tried my best to kind of give him all the right sanskars, but his lot वो सुधरेगा नहीं अभी, वो बातों के लातों से मानता हूँ, अभी उसको मारना जरूरी है. Let me myself do it. Maybe my other demon soldiers, they were useless in front of his power, but probably I am the most powerful. I am the lord of this universe. So let me do that. So he became very, Isaiah abusing. You always has described others, specifically talking about Vishnu, more powerful than me. So now where is he? Tell me. So I will show you who is the most powerful, and I will kill you. Let me see how he comes and he protects me. I want to see him. And angrily takes his sword to kill Prahlad Maharaj. And when he gets up with his sword, in anger, he hits his fist to the column besides him. So जब बच्चे को भी हम लोग मारने से पहले हम लोग करते हैं ना, we usually sometimes when we are really angry and we know we are angry, we don't want to end up actually hitting our child. So we will probably try to hit on the table, or we will try to throw something to at least see whether it would try to make him understand that your father is very angry, dad is angry. So be careful, be aware. अभी भी टाइम है, थोड़ा सा टाइम है, सुधर जा, नहीं तो नेक्स्ट मार तेरे ऊपर रहेगा. So he tried to hit the pillar with his fist very forcefully, that there was a huge cracking noise which will actually tear off your heart. And from this pillar, from this noise, from this cracked pillar, everyone in the assembly could actually hear a huge roaring noise, the sound, the roaring, and they were not able to find the origin of the sound. So this sound actually started, it kind of created trembling. Their heart started trembling. They could not understand, but from where this sound is coming in. So they started getting very fearful. So then in 7.8.18 Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, Sasatvamenam parito vipashyan stambhasya madhyat anunirijanam nayam mrigo napi naro vichitram aho kimmetan ramigendra rupam. Anyone want to recite the sloka?
Can I'll try.
Yeah, Prabhu, please, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, please, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
After you, Prabhuji, I'll try. No problem. After you.
Okay. Sasatvamenam parito vipasyan stambhasya madhyatanunijihanam nayam mrigonapi naro vichitram aho kimetan mrigendra rupam. Hare Krishna.
Sadhu Prabhu, want to try?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Yes. Sasatvam enam parito vipasyan stambhasya madhyad anunirjinanam nayam mrigaunapi naro vichitram aho kim etan mrigendra rupam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any Matajis want to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Vasatvam enam yata parito vipasham tam dadasha madhyad anuram janam nanam mrigonapi naro vichitram ahokyam Rupam.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. So before going on to translation, we'll just pray for Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayan Namastutam Naram Chaiva Urotam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Chananda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo. Anyone want to take up the translation? Imanshu Prabhu, do you want to go for translation?
Yes. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. While Hiranyakasipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakasipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So now after they were wondering from where this voice is coming in, they saw Narasimha Dev coming in from the pillar. And he was not able to understand what this creature, he was thinking, Arey, ye kya hai? I mean, I have never seen anything, because he knows that Brahma has created around 8.4 million species. ये उसमें से तो नहीं था, मैंने जब पढ़ाई किया तो 8.4 में तो ये नहीं लग रहा था, ये कौन से इसमें आता है. So he wasn't able to understand it. He was more astonished to see such a beautiful form of the Lord. Venkat Prabhu, do you want to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, another pranam Prabhu. एक मिनट प्रभु जी. Purport is doing research with the answer of Srila Prabhupada. A demon cannot calculate the unlimited potency of the Supreme Lord. As stated in the Vedas, Prasya Shakti Vivida Sruyute Swabhavika Jnana Bala Kriyacha. The different potencies of the Lord. Wait me, Prabhu. I will just turn it around. Different potencies of our Lord are always working as an automatic exhibition of his knowledge. For a demon, it is certainly wonderful that the form of a lion and the form of a man can be united. Such a demon has no experience of the inconceivable power of form of a man, experience of the inconceivable power for which the Supreme Lord is called all-powerful. Demons cannot understand the omnipotency of the Lord. They simply compare the Lord to one of the Avijananti Mamuda Manushim Tanum Ashritam.
We will take a pause, Prabhu, here. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay,
So
thank
here,
you.
this was the case what we saw now, read now. So Hiranyakashipu was unable to understand what this is. Demons cannot understand the omnipotence of the Lord. So it is very difficult for them to understand. They think that Lord is one of us, and that is why he thought Vishnu is also the one who has been created by Brahma, and he thought he would be easily able to kill Vishnu, defeat Vishnu. So he was. He had that plan, so he wanted to even destroy, devastate Dhruloka, because he's aware that Vishnu resides in Dhruloka within this material world. So he wanted to even destroy that. So they cannot apprehend the powerful, the opulence of the Lord. And Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that only my devotees can understand me in full. It is no one else would be able to. Others can just speculate. So when they speculate, they would just go, not this, okay, probably just this. So they try to just speculate with the limited knowledge that they have acquired in their lifetime. That's all. Can I request Priti Mataji to kindly continue from Mudas? Thank you, Venkat Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharakana. Mudas think that Krishna is an ordinary human being who appears for the benefit of other human beings. Parambhavam Ajananda. Fools, rascals, and demons cannot realize the supreme potency of the Lord, but he can do anything and everything. Indeed, he can do whatever he likes. When Hiranyakashipu received benedictions from Lord Brahma, he thought that he was safe. Since he received a benediction that he would not be killed either by an animal or by a human being. He never thought that an animal and a human being would be combined so that demons like him would be puzzled by such a foe. This is the meaning of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's omnipotence. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is what the Lord can always outwit the soul. So he's all intelligent, he's all powerful, he's much smarter than what Jivas are. So Hiranyakashipu thought he is smart enough and he can defeat not only Devatas but also Vishnu. But and that's why he limited his benediction to just the 8.4 million species. But Lord created an additional species, not in material sense, but a new form that he had never heard of or thought about. And he does not know कि जो भी है, जब he can make a whole सृष्टि out of nothing, then why can't he make a new species? So this he was astonished to see this form, and he was very puzzled. And that is what Prabhupada says, that this is the meaning of the Supreme Personality of God as omnipotence. So then, when Hiranyakashipu saw this wonderful form of Narasimha Dev, so he understood that this must be some plan of Vishnu that he is trying to do. But he thought, यार ये क्या कर दे, ये ठीक है यार, आज शेर का सिर डाल दिया, कल किसी का डाल देगा, मेरा क्या उखड़ लेगा वो. He's not aware probably that Brahma has given me some, that I cannot be killed by anyone living or non-living, or he had so long list. He thought, ये यार इसमें possible ही नहीं कोई उसको ये कर पाएगा, that they would kind of bypass this checklist. So he said, I will just finish him off and then I will probably come back to Prahlad. So he took his club and he went to fight with Narasimha Dev. So Narasimha Dev used to fight with him, and then while fighting, he used to beat Hiranyakashipu, or all the devatas were in the cloud. They were waiting and watching. They were watching behind the cloud. क्योंकि अभी उनका destiny का जो है, it is based on this war, right? So if Vishnu is not able to defeat Hiranyakashipu, then they are again gone for a toss. So they were very eager. अभी result आने वाला है, मेरे fate का result आने वाला. So they were very eager and waiting for the end result of this war. So Narasimha Dev used to beat Hiranyakashipu, and the devatas would cheer, wow, bravo, they used to cheer. And then Hiranyakashipu look up, he would look up with his eyebrows raised, and then they would be little okay alert, yaar dekh raha hai, lekin bas, but we are winning anyways, we shouldn't be actually worried about him. And then Narasimha Dev would just leave him, he would just leave him for fun. And then again Hiranyakashipu, he would let him slip from his grip. So then again these devatas would get scared and hide behind the clouds, and they would say, अरे यार लगता है अभी अपना ही कुछ होने वाले, पत्ते बीचने वाले. So Hiranyakashipu, while Narasimha Dev used to let him slip from his grip, Hiranyakashipu used to think that, oh, I think it is because I am powerful than Narasimha Dev, I could free myself. So मतलब ये मैं पक्का जीत जाऊंगा ये. So Krishna would have just slapped him and killed him, the way he killed Varadev. Varadev killed Hiranyaksha. But then he wanted, because Jay and Vijay, they wanted to have this form of demons because they wanted to please Lord in Veeraras. So Lord also wanted to enjoy. So he let, so thoda he want, जैसे like an eagle, when they try to catch a snake, sometimes they just let off the snake, again catch hold of snake, again let off the snake. So similarly Hiranyakashipu was just let off like a snake and again caught hold by Narasimha Dev. So Narasimha Dev actually, as Prabhupada said, he outwitted Hiranyakashipu, who thought that he has been blessed by Brahma that he would never die in one of this series of, or the checklist which he had. So this Narasimha Dev's appearance, as Prabhupada mentioned, is basically it shows us that the soul can never outwit Krishna. They can never outwit God, even though the soul has been blessed to become most powerful, but they cannot outwit the Lord. They tend to forget that power actually has its distant origin from the Lord himself. So it is not possible to outwit Lord. So Hiranyakashipu then was placed on the thighs of Narasimha Dev on his lap in the doorway, and during the twilight, and he tore him apart with his nails. He tore into pieces. So when he was doing this, his eyes were very fierce. Narasimha Dev's eyes were very fierce, and it became very red, and his mane, the lion mane, the hair, it was sprinkled with the blood while he was doing that. and the blood was on his lips because he took his heart and he drank some blood, so there was blood on his lips. So while licking the edge of his lips, which was actually decorated by the blood of Hiranyakashipu, he pulled out the intestine and then he decorated himself as a garland with this. So seeing this, everyone in the universe were scared. Probably devatas would have thought कि अरे हिरण्यकशिपु को मारने के लिए हमने किया था, अभी ये तो उससे भी भयानक लग रहा है. We are even more scared now. So Brahma, then everyone, they appeared over there. So Brahma, Shiva, Indra, all the devatas, the Prajapatis, the Gandharva residents of Gandharva Loka, the then Kim Purusha Lokas, Nagaloka, Yaksha Loka, they all residents, they all started praising Lord. One after other started praising Lord, trying to pacify him. So then Brahma understood that we will not be able to pacify him. So he went, approached Prahlad and said, ये तेरे लिए आया था तो तू ही जाके pacify कर. So he said, because he appeared for your father, I think it is best that you go and pacify him. So Prahlad Maharaj, in a humble mood, he approached and he paid his obeisances, and seeing him itself, Narasimha Dev, he was pacified and he was pleased. He hugged Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj had he displayed all the symptoms of ecstasy when he was being hugged, and all his sins, he was anyways sinless, but whatever traces might be there, because he was of demonic family, he stayed with them, all the traces were all cleansed. So all he was in complete ecstasy. And then Prahlad Maharaj, then he did stuti, he praised Narasimha Dev, and he even justified that Narasimha Dev's killing of his father Hiranyakashipu, he even justified that how glorious it is, even said that. So Narasimha Dev, then being pleased, he asked for a boon from Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj says he does not want any material boon. He already is in a demonic family, who are more tend in a demon shari, in a demon body, they are more tend to be attracted by Maya. So all this material sense gratification. So please don't ask for it. It is okay. I know that, but I just want service onto my spiritual master and to a lotus feet. That is what he asked. So Narasimha again said that I know a devotee will never ask for it, so it's okay, but I order you. He ordered Prahlad Maharaj to actually ask for a boon, and he also ordered him that you should also enjoy all the opulences, demonic opulences that you have been given. So he ordered that you should enjoy. हमें कृष्णा बोलते हैं कि you stop enjoying, and but in case of Prahlad Maharaj, because that is what he was supposed to in that role, he said, I order you that you should go and enjoy, but at the same time he knew that because he was now sinless, he would always remain a devotee in service. So Prahlad Maharaj then says that if you can you please give me a boon that you can ask, he asks that his father be kind of he be excused from the sin that he has committed by saying wrong things, ill things about the Supreme Lord. So Narasimha Dev said, boss, forget about Hiranyakashipu, your 21 forefathers, they have been purified. So what to talk about your father alone? So this is how merciful Hiranyakashipu is. He just came to protect his devotee. So this is the wonderful pastime where I think this is the end of the 10th chapter of the 7th canto, where Prahlad Maharaj and the beautiful pastor Narasimha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj are narrated over here. So we hope that Narasimha Dev, Prahlad Maharaj, he showers his mercy on us as well, that we had showered his mercy on demonic kids, and then we also get the protection of Narasimha Dev in this spiritual world. So when Narasimha Dev appeared from the pillar, so all the devatas they said that Aho Viryam, Aho Shauryam, Aho Bahu Parakramam, Narasimham Paramam Devam, Aho Bilam, Aho Balam. So Aho Balam means, oh, what a power! Wow. So when the Supreme Lord incarnated as Lord Narasimha Dev, the half lion, half man, he tore apart Hiranyakashipu into pieces, witnessing the wonderful pastime, the demigod praised Lord. Narasimha Dev as Aho Bala means the great strength. What a power! So that is why the place where he appeared is also called as Ahobilam or Ahobalam, either way. So we'll take a quick tour to that particular place, but we will not just be going through each temple. So what we'll do is we will also there was a devotee. So first Ahobilam is basically it is in the Kurnool district, in Andhra Pradesh, we have Ahobilam, and it is a place where it is said that supreme personal godhead in form of Narasimha Devi appeared over there to kill Hiranyakashipu. That is what we are aware of, and mainly to protect Prahlad Maharaj. That was the main purpose. So there are in this place, as you can see, there are around 9 temples. To right, I have mentioned the 9 primary deities of this particular Ahobilam. So Jwala, Narasimha, Ahobila, Mahola, and so on. So we have these 9 deities over here, and we will try to quickly go through these 9 deities. But it is said that these deities, some of the deities are self-manifested deities. So manifested deities. So what we'll do is we will. There is a devotee by the name Dhruv Das, who was born in New Vrindavan, which is in West Virginia, so in USA. So at the age of 6, this devotee, Dhruv Das, he got an opportunity to assist the priest of the temple, ISKCON temple, in the deity worship of Narasimha Dev. So he already had the mercy of the Lord. And then once, when he was, I believe, 16 or 18, he once saw, while his visit to India, he was born to devotee parents, so they had been visiting to India. He saw this Back to Godhead magazine, and just a gust of wind from nowhere, it came and it kind of turned the pages, blew the papers over this magazine, and he was able to see this Indrajana Swami Maharaj article in Back to Godhead, where he narrates his experience in Ahobilam. So he was very inspired, and he took up this journey. He said, let me do that. So right now, I think there are some tourist packages that actually can take us through these 9 temples. Earlier, that wasn't the case. When at least at the time when Dhruv Das was there. So Dhruv Das was. So he took up the service. He first he started. He did not just go to Ahobilam. He kind of planned many temples of Narasimha Dev, starting from Vrindavan, where nearby it has a 3-eyed Narasimha Dev temple, which I kind of miss. I did not visit. And then he went to Srirangam and Tirupati as well, is one of the checklists, and where the last step would be Ahobilam. So while he was with the Tirupati devotees, they asked him, what is your next? They were happy to inspired to see his journey from Vrindavan. So they asked him, what is your next stop? And he said Ahobilam. So they were shocked. They said, are you sure about that? Boss, we warn you that it is not the right place to go. Many people have not returned back. He said, Narasimha was taught ki yaar aise hi bol diya rahega. So he said, okay, let's go. So when he started, because they saw a Gora Chamdi, right? A white skin, the villagers, when he was at bus stop, they all kind of gathered around him, and they're asking the person who knew English, one of them, they're asking him ki whereabouts and other things. And he asked, where are you going? He said, I am planning to visit Ahobilam. So he said, what? So all the people around them, he told her he's trying to visit Ahobilam. They always shocked. They had this very shocking face. Jesse movie mein rehta na ki this is a forbidden place in horror film we see, and then I want to go there. He says, then 2-3 people who are them, kya kar they just drop whatever thing there, and they just take 2 steps back, and they are so scared, they run away. So similar scenario, which probably we can understand that Dhruv Das was not now in the right mood. So he already started thinking ki, what are everyone's thinking, as if I'm jumping into the well of death. What is going on? But he said, nonetheless, I will do it. I have trust in Narasimha Dev that he taught him. Let me go for it. So when he reached Ahobilam, he bade farewell to all his co-passengers, and then he stayed over there in whatever room that he can accommodate over there. And then Narasimha Dev arranged for a guide for him. So he started getting a knock. It was a remote village. It was a remote village at that time. He got a knock. He thought probably someone, and it was also well known for dacoits and other wild animals. So they started. He heard a knock on his door, and then he said, who was it? Then the voice came, Hare Krishna, are you there? So then he was Hare Krishna. Probably he may be some person discussed, but let me try that. So he opened the door. Then it turned out to be a person called Madhu, who was basically initiated in the in the Ramanacharya line, but Ramanacharya lineage. But at the same time, he also had this Madhu also had a opportunity to stay in some ISKCON brahmacharya ashrams. So he knew ISKCON very well. He appreciated ISKCON. So he said that he's actually planning tomorrow, the next day. So would you like to join us? It was like, boss, nothing like that. Let's do it, because anyways, I knew nothing about this place, so let's do it. I would be there. So next day morning, he woke up, he went to Lakshmi Narayan temple, so which you can see to the left side. There is a Ahobilam that is mentioned over there. So that is a Lakshmi Narayan temple that is referenced. So there are two Ahobilam, one is upper and lower. So this is referred to the lower Ahobilam. So he went to this temple, which was nearby to his place of residence accommodation. And when he prayed, and they requested Narayana to, Narasimha Dev, Narayana, to actually protect him throughout the journey. And they are attempting something very difficult. And one day, all these 9 temples. So please bless, please protect us. So he started his journey, and he started with very thick jungle. And Madhu was saying that he could not, even though many times he had come to this temple, which is the next stop is the Bhargav temple. At the top right, you can see Bhargav, right? So Bhargav temple, so if you can see this kind of, the dark colored portion is basically the reserve forest area. So the temple starts, his journey started within this reserve forest area. So they entered the forest. It looked very fierce, and for a person from US, obviously it would be even more scary. So thick forest, and Madhu said that we cannot even remember the path. They got lost. Every time he says, every time we enter, we just pray to Narasimha Dev to protect us and guide us. So somehow they again got back to the track, and they reached the temple. And then it is said that this particular temple is named after Parshurama. That is why Bhargava, who's Parshurama also known as Bhargava, right? So we know that Parshurama is the warrior incarnation of the Lord, right? So Parshurama had performed many penances over there, and also he had taken bath over there. So there is a place, a Tirtha Sthan over there, which is also known as the Rama Tirtha. So there is a small Tirtha Sthan over there. So I am assuming that the square box over there next to Bhargav is the Tirtha Sthan. So it is known as Rama Tirtha. So then they went to Chatravada Narasimha temple, so which is at the bottom left, and it was again a long journey. They are all doing by walk. So there is some approximate distance mentioned over it. It looks like it is like around 2 + 2, 4 kilometers distance, around 4 kilometers away from Bhargava. They walked the distance, and then they went to Yogananda. So Yogananda it is mentioned that after killing Narasimha Dev, after killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha Dev, here he taught Prahlama a few yogic postures and all to practice. So it is considered to be the most merciful form of all the 9 forms that we are talking about. So then they took a bus to the upper Ahovalam, which is to the right side. They covered the left side, now they are going to the right side. And he was the closest temple, the first temple that they would enter is Karanja temple. So when they got down from the bus stop, what they could see bus from is just dense forest, nothing else, just forest. And it is mentioned that as he got down, the bus hurriedly left, because probably was scared that some dacoits or some animals would kind of attack them. So he just drew away very hastily. So this Karanja temple, but then after walking for a short while, he could see Karanja temple over there. So it is said that this temple is named after the tree which bears this Karanja fruit. The name of the tree or the fruit is Karanja tree, or Karanja fruit is called Karanja, and which is next to the temple. Or some say that it is the deity which came self-manifested was below this tree. So they call us Karanja Narasimha. So they had to walk rest. Now they won't get bus service over here, so they had to walk the rest of the way to the next temple, which is Ugra Narasimha, which is this deity is, this temple is basically located inside. It is kind of located inside a cave, which is kind of tucked between the 2 mountains. The walk was beautiful in the sense you could see untouched forest over there, beautiful chirping. It looked beautiful. And at the same time, it was very fierce, because they always had the fear of wild animals over there. So soon they reached the Ugra Narasimha temple, which you see is the upper Ahobalam that they're talking to. Say they reached the upper Ahobalam temple, which is also called as the Ugra Narasimha, and they prayed for a safe trip to the next stop. So he said that this deity looks very ferocious. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So while I was narrating story, I kind of missed that I had taken the deity's picture of the deity. So this is Bhargav Narasimha that he had visited earlier. Then he went to Chatravata Narasimha Dev. This is the deity over there, and this is the Yogananda deity, the merciful, most merciful deity, and this is the Karanja deity that that was manifested below the Karanja tree, and this is the Ugra Narasimha. So we can see it really looks. I mean, it really looks very ferocious. So from the Ugra Narasimha, so this is also known as Ukka. Ukka means the steel. So he is also because came from the steel pillar. So he's also known Ukka Narasimha, Ukka Stamba or Ukka Narasimha. So atop of this Ugra Stamba, there is an impression of the this is the pillar. It looks like a mountain. So this was a pillar that was from where Narasimha Dev appeared, and it is mentioned that at the top of this pillar you can also find the footprints of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he visited in his south trip. We can find his footprints over there. So there was a side trip to the next, that is the Krodha temple. This is also called as the Jwala temple. The Krodha temple is also called as the Jwala temple. So there was so it is while on his trip to on the Krodha temple, it is so it is it is said that the Vara, the Lord here is appeared is glory of Vara. So Vara Dev is his kind of has a face of a boar. That is what they say. So they reached Vara. They prayed the Lord for their protection in this particular temple, Krodha temple. So I think Krodha temple is different. Malola, too many temples. Think yep, Krodha temple is different. No, it is same as the Jwala temple. Yeah, Krodha Jwala, right? It is same as the Jwala temple. Right? So it is also called a Jwala temple. So he says that not many people actually has made a journey back because from this temple, because this kind of requires crossing over a huge and dangerous what to say waterfall over there. So while he was on his way to Jwala temple or Krodha temple, he saw that there were some wooden boxes that were kept over there. So when he asked there, so Madhu said that these boxes were actually the coffins for the dead people. So something that probably he did not prefer to hear. So this is considered the exact spot where the Lord actually killed Hiranyakashipu. So you can see he appeared from the spot over there, and they were fighting. They reached over this place, and this is where he killed him. So next to the temple is a last stream. So at the spot Narasimha Dev was, it is a place where Narasimha Dev washed his hand, and it is Rakta Kunda. It is also referred to as Rakta Kunda. And after that, it is said that some devotees say that they can still see there are already stains of blood over there on the stones, but even they can see the water red thick as if it is blood, red water. Some say it is a clear crystal water. Probably we'll have to go there to actually find out for ourselves. We should plan a visit over there. Now we have the tourist place, so hopefully it will not be so fierce as this is. We have tours guide, actually they can guide us through it. So then they started their journey on the next place, which is Mahalola. So this is the Mahalola. This is the Mahalola temple. So in the Mahalola temple, they again had to walk down through the path, and it was full of mountains, and at last they reached this temple, and which was situated at the side of the mountain. And so according to Madhu, it is said, he mentioned that this is the place where Lakshmi Devi, she did her penance to marry the Lord over here. So that beside this, you can see there is Prahlada Baddi over there. So Prahlada Baddi or Prahlada Mettu also, this is what it is referred to sometimes. So this is around this is the place where Prahlad Maharaj it is referred to the school where Prahlad Maharaj used to go, and people can still see some writings over there. So they say that it is Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva writing that Prahlad Maharaj written over them during his time and Satyuga. That is mentioned, that is carved on this rock. So devotees can still see this transcendental writing over there. So from there they went to the last temple, the Pavana temple. Okay, Pavana temple. So in Pavana temple, this is considered to be the most peaceful form of the Lord among all the 9 temples, the most peaceful time of the Lord. So while they were walking back, we can see that this is a long journey, 7 kilometers, more than that. So while they were walking over to Pavana, and this was the last of the temple. So while they were walking there, Madhu warned him that do not walk ahead, stay behind us. But Dhruv was okay. Let me nothing like that. Okay, till now I have not seen any animals, so all chill. But then as he was walking ahead, he saw a huge cobra standing in front of me with his with his hood raised, and then he was scared, and then he understood, Madhu bhai, tumi aage chalo, I will be behind you. So they got down the mountain, and it was close to night. It was evening. So when he got down the mountains, the villagers started screaming at him in local language. But Madhu just continued walking. He did not pay attention to them, and Dhruv also was walking with them. But he was curious as to why these all guys have started screaming and shouting at him. Then after some time, after entering the forest again, Madhu told him that this is because these villagers were actually warning them that they shouldn't, this close to them, they shouldn't enter the forest, they shouldn't visit the temple, because it is the time, it is late night, no one will return back. It is full of wild animals, and secondly, it is considered to be the time when the devatas come here to take the association of or take the darshan, the darshan of the Lord. It is over here. So you may probably be offending the devatas. So they were all cursing them. They were all shouting at them, but they screamed. But they continued journey because they had to. This was the last one, and they were to finish all the details in their in one day. That is what they were attempting. This feat they were trying to attempt. So on the way, they found a dead snake. So Madhu said that this doesn't look like a good omen. But anyways, we have to trust Lord Narasimha Dev. Let us continue our journey. So they continued on the journey. Dhruv had a small torch. So this small torch, he was trying to light the path ahead. So it was very pitch dark, and small flashlight could give his path. So whatever he could. So, but then the forest started catching the fire. And then when forest started catching the fire, but everything in the sense, one part of the forest was caught in fire, but his path towards the temple was untouched. So the fire was up to this temple. So it as if Narasimha Dev was showing them the path right from where they are to the temple. So it was lit till the temple. So they could understand the end of Narasimha Dev over there. So they reached the temple, and they saw the 9th and the last deity, and Lord Narasimha Dev with his consort. He looked very beautiful, and they all thanked Narasimha Dev for protecting throughout this path. So they decided, because it was too dark, so decided to sleep in the area in front of the temple, which had a small fence though. So decided to sleep over there, and while discussing on Narasimha pastime, they went off to sleep. But then suddenly he felt something. Dhruv felt something sniffing and touching his back of the neck. So he jumped up. What was it? But when he looked down, there was nothing. He told Madhu, "No, don't worry, just go to sleep again." But again, after some time, Madhu started pulling him, and he was in his sleep. He just dragged him in the inside of the temple. So he didn't ask anything, because he was already half asleep. So Madhu's pulling me somewhere. Let me go with him. And then he went inside the temple, closed the door of the temple, the main temple door. And from inside, he could hear some roar. So he asked, "What is this? What is happening?" "Don't worry, just go to sleep. We will discuss this tomorrow." So Dhruv he realized that he was at the lotus feet of the Lord at this time when he just came inside. and he was so pleased, and he just laid his head on near the lotus feet of the Lord and he went to sleep over there. He had a great feeling, and we can understand the kind of it looked as if the Lord has reciprocated with him. So next day morning they came out, they went to Jyoti Narasimha. So Jyoti Narasimha is said to be the deity which was you can see Jyoti Narasimha over there at the right bottom. So it is considered to be the place where it is considered deity. This is so fierce that it actually causes forest fire. So probably the last time this might be the deity who might have caused forest fire to protect the devotees, in fact, to keep out the wild animals and to show the path. So they had the darshan Jyoti. We in fact have a pastime in Mayapur. So Mayapur deity is also called Ugra Narasimha, the Mayapur deity. So when they wanted a deity to be prepared, the Vigraha, they approached a person in South India who could prepare the deity. So the earlier genuine devotees who could prepare, they said turn down. So even he turned down the request. But then it is said that in his dream, his guru came in, and then he told him to make deities for these people. So because these ISKCON devotees are good, they will take care of the deity. So they asked him to go ahead. So he called back ISKCON devotees. They were happy. He made the deity from the right type of Shila. There are some 8 or 9 spots, and from one of these spots they should hear a sound, and only that kind of Shila can be used to to build a deity. That is what we understand. And then when he prepared, he kept in the go down and waiting for ISKCON devotee to come. Due to some reasons, ISKCON devotee could not pick that up on time, and it stayed there for some time. And suddenly there was a fire outbreak in the go down. Everything except the deity was burned down to ashes. And this person could understand. He called the devotees and said, now itself you have to come and take the deities. So they quickly rushed and they took the deities back, and this deity has been protecting many devotees since then. And yep. So this is the Ugra Narasimha, the fierce Narasimha form of the Lord. So back to our Dhruv Das and Madhu. So they came out, they reached the place from where they can catch the bus. They thanked the Lord, again reached back to 7 hours journey to Ahobalam from where they started. And they went to the Lakshmi Narasimha temple over there, from where they started, and then thanked the Lord and had their breakfast. So while having breakfast, Dhruv Das at that time Madhu at that time mentioned Dhruv Das that it was because there were 3 huge bears. The roar which it was about 3 huge bears, and these huge bears can they actually were smelling and circling the temple, and that is what he dragged him. So when he went to visit local people and local temples, they were all amazed. How can these guys could actually, this is the first time they have seen someone in recent past, they could actually accomplish this feat of actually visiting all the 9 deities in one day. So this is Ahobilam, the 9 deities with different pastimes connected to it. And thank to Dhruv Das that he actually took us to these 9 temples, or 9+1 temples, or a few other places around as well. So we could actually take the darshan. So this is Dhruv Das when at that time when he took up the journey. So Dhruv Das ki jai, Ahobalam Narasimha Dev ki jai. So Narasimha Dev, we know he's described in the 14th as the 14th incarnation as well, right? So let us get to some philosophy from the past time. So we will probably take 10 more minutes. So sorry if I'm aware that we already completed an hour. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:3-18 that in the 14th incarnation the Lord appeared as Narasimha and bifurcated the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu, and with his nails, just as the carpenter pierces the cane. And in Padma Puran also he is referred to as the Paravastha avatar. Paravastha is one of the very most important avatars. So it is said in Padma Puran that Narasimha Dev, in Lord Narasimha Dev, Ramachandra and Krishna, the 6 transcendental opulences are perfect and complete. That is in Narasimha Dev, Ramachandra and Krishna. It is all complete. So we talk about 6 opulences, right? So this is complete in these 3 forms of the Lord, and Lord himself, Ramachandra and Narasimha Dev. So they are the Paravasthas, the most important form of the Lord. And from him, Krishna, they are manifested as the lamp are lighted from an original lamp. So again, Krishna remains the original, but they are the direct manifestation from Krishna and not from Balaram. That is what we can understand from here. And also interesting, that is mentioned Laghu Bhagavad Amrita is, and I believe also in Padma Puran, that Lord Narasimha is always assisted by Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and is always embracing to his chest the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. So the Lord is always complete in knowledge within himself. Let us offer our obeisances to Narasimha Dev. So Narasimha Dev, it is said that he appears in the sixth manvantara that we saw, that is the Chakshushu Manu, if I'm not wrong, Chakshushu Manu. So he was born much before the churning of the milk ocean that happened in the sixth manvantara. Narasimha Dev, it is we have Narasimha Tapani Upanishad, where we have more pastimes of Narasimha Dev. So this is mentioned there, and it is mentioned there that Lord Narasimha Dev resides both in Janaloka, in this material world, and also in the spiritual world. He has his own planet in the spiritual world. So Vaishnava Acharyas, they say that Narasimha Dev is like a paradoxical incarnation. So paradoxical means contradicting incarnation. So he is personification of anger, at the same time he is personification of the gentleness. So they have cited an example, Acharya has mentioned an example about the lion, right? So lioness, when she fights with an elephant, she's very fierce in full anger. At the same time, during the war, she sometimes takes a break wherever possible, and she comes back and she takes she like a mother, she takes care of her cub which may be around. So in the middle of the battle, she will come and she'll suckle her cubs over there. They say that that no one is as furious as Narasimha Dev, and they also say that no one is as gentle as Narasimha Dev. And that is why we can see, right, in the middle of the fight, after he was so furious, but as soon as he saw, as the lioness, as she leaves that elephant and she starts taking care of the cub, Narasimha Dev, seeing Prahlad Maharaj, at once his anger was kept aside. It was parked aside somewhere immediately. So Narayana, so like the other condition, when Narayana appeared from the stone pillar, one of his eyes was red with anger, in rage, seeing Hiranyakashipu. But the other eye, Vaishnavas say that it is as if he was looking, he was searching out of love, out of Maya. Maya means motherly love for this devotee Prahlad Maharaj. The other paradoxal is his nails were sharp that could tear apart the demon, but at the same time the palm of that particular his fist, his nails were very soft, which were kind of soft like lotus flower, and which were taking care of Prahlad Maharaj. So he's Bhaktapala. Bhaktapala is the friend of a devotee, Bhaktapal, and at the same time Bhakti Vigna Vinasha. At the same Vinasha, we say as his Pala, and at the same time we say Vinasha, his friend, at the same time the destroyer, who removes all the obstacles in our path of devotional life. So this is Narasimha Dev. So there is one more form of Narasimha Dev, and which is called as Bidala Narasimha. So it is an interesting form. So we says that there was a long time there was this Gandha Madan forest, which is in Orissa. It is still over there. So there was a daughter of a sage, Udanga Rishi, and the name was Malti. So seeing Malti's beauty, Ravana was actually roaming around. This was before he kidnapped Sita Devi. So he was roaming around here and there, and he saw Malti, and Malti was taking bath. And when she came out, he saw Ravana standing in front of her, and being attracted by her beauty, he kind of he raped Malti. When she started crying, and it was probably, it is said that even we know a pastime wherein the Devatas, they cursed the son of Nalakuber or Maninga. One of them cursed Narasimha Dev, cursed Ravana, that his head would burst if he tries to push himself onto any any women, try to force any woman. The other pastime says that her father probably have cursed Ravana, that he would die when he tries to touch any woman again. So but unfortunately, while she was lying over there, the Vahana of Ganesha, which is Indur, we call it Indur, right? So Indur came over there, and even he was attracted, and he seduced her. So already Ravana raped her, then he seduced her, and then the outcome was basically half rat and half person, so half demon, I would say. So this person was called as Mushika Daitya. Mushika Daitya. So Mushika Daitya was so bad, so evil that he ate upon his own mother the time he came out. He ate upon his own mother, but he started he started creating some havoc, and he started penance on Lord Shiva this time. And when he says Lord Shiva, he said that I want to be killed by only Narasimha Dev and no one else. So he straight up came to, and he was the impression that Narasimha Dev only comes in the Satya Yuga, and there is no one as Prahlad Maharaj as well in this Yuga. So let it be. So I will let Narasimha Dev, which means at least I have time till the next Satya Yuga. So Shiva said, as you wish. So as the history repeats, the Devatas were very afraid. He created havoc throughout the three world, and they approached Ramachandra. The sages approached him. So Ramachandra then assumed the form of a Bidala Narasimha. So to remove the earth from this dirty place, he took the form of a Varaha, which is like a pig. Pig tries to, he usually plays around this dirty areas, right? Pig or the boar. So similarly for rat, to catch the rat, he took the form of the Bidal. Bidal is known as Marjara Kesari. Marjara means basically cat. Kesari means lion. So he was half lion and half cat. That was the form. So Narasimha Dev also comes in different form. So this was the form of the Lord, which was half cat. Top half was cat and bottom half was lion. So Bidal Narasimha started then to chase the Mushika Daitya, and then Mushika understood that my time has come now. So he took shelter of the Gandha Mandana temple over there, mountain over there. And then the mountain allowed him to enter into the crack inside the mountain, and he slipped inside the crack and he went inside. So Bidal Narasimha Dev he said that he's still waiting there till now. He's still waiting there with his stick and waiting for this demon to come out, this huge mouse to come out, so that he can kill this mouse. So even today, as we speak, it is said that it is believed that this deity, this Lord is over there. So there was a self-manifested deity that came out from the same place, and it appeared in front of some deity. He appeared in the dreams of the tribal people over there, and he was asked to build temple. So this is the deity that we can see over here. So Bidal Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai. So before we close, the last part in ISKCON, how Narasimha Dev came to ISKCON was in US, where the ISKCON temple, where where Prabhupada was teaching his disciples. They once heard a blast from a locally made grenade. So though no one was killed, but then Prabhupada thought that this was the right time that I should introduce them to Narasimha Dev, and this is what they introduced Narasimha Dev to ISKCON temple during time, because he said that as we grow, we will see more such cases. So now we need protection as well from the Lord, and this particular form of the Lord is only for protecting the devotees of the Lord. So he is also referred to Dr. Narasimha, by the priest of the Mayapur temple. So there are many incident pastimes. Internet, you will find many such incidents that has been shared by the devotees, wherein they were about to die, they were in the last stages, they were hit in an accident, but they were all protected by Narasimha Dev. Cancer going out, which doctors were surprised in all the cases. People who could not bear the child, they were able to bear the child. So this is Narasimha Dev is our Dr. Narasimha Dev is basically, he protects the devotee even materially. So this is sloka 518.8. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Tejase Avir Bhava Vajranaka Vajradamstastra Karmashayan Randaya Tamo Grasya Om Swaha Abhyayam Atmani Bhuyista Om Sharanam. So this is a mantra that Prabhupada says is for our protection, that we can say to Narasimha Dev. So I offer my respectful obeisance unto Lord Narasimha Dev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nail and teeth, just like thunderbolt, kindly vanquish our demon-like desire for fruitive activities in this material world. Please appear in our heart and give away ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय. उग्रम वीरम महाविष्णुम ज्वलंतम सर्वतोमुखम नरसिंहम भीषणम भद्रम मृत्युम मृत्युम नमाम्यहम. शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल. Thank you everyone for the opportunity for serving you and Narasimha Dev, and I am over the time. Sorry for that, but I hope that you would be able to excuse me the way Narasimha Dev was able to excuse Hiranyakashipu, and forgive if any mistakes that I might have done during this during the service that I'm doing over here. So thank you everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Over to you, Ati Sundari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hari bol. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. Shri Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Aho Bilam Yatra ki jai. बहुत सुंदर. Really, actually, I was listening that pastime na. Whenever we hear that related pastime of Lord before this festival, na, our excitement and bhava for that festival will increase, I hope. Like, so thank you so much, Prabhu, that you took up that Narasimha Bhagwan pastime. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So now I will request Himanshu Prabhu to to share some views and comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, first for hosting today's session and for your nice kirtan this morning. Then I would like to, thank Sant Prabhuji for this wonderful class. Very nice narration style. All the time while Prabhuji was telling, I felt that I am just there. Witnessing it, and I'm also present in all those places. Great flow and very good information, very timely class, as you said, Mataji. So I'm very keen. I would like to replay this for Parth. He definitely going to enjoy a lot. All the kids would enjoy the way Prabhuji tells this. So, and as you said, Mataji, I would also like to second that every time we hear, we get very excited. And that is also true. And some new information for me as well, and very nicely explained with the map and also the darshan of the deities there. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings. Jai Shila Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Himanshu Prabhuji. Now I will call Vasant Madhava Das Prabhuji for your views and comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Wonderful Kirtan. Thanks for starting the weekend in a very blissful mood, because it has been a long time since we heard your Kirtan. Very nice, Hari Bol. So then, Sant Gopeshwar Prabhu, amazing class, Prabhu. You literally taken us to Aho Bilam Yatra. Amazingly done, the pastime also in a very crux manner you explained it. So, as we all know, we all know the pastimes of Lord Narasimha Dev, but every time when we hear, we tend to hear new things, new realizations would pop upon. So very nicely done, Prabhu. Aho Bilam, I don't know when we will get a chance to visit the Holy Dham. So it has to be in our bucket list. And like you mentioned, the Narasimha deity in Mayapur is so special. Recently, I was hearing like a Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj, who was there in Mayapur. He lost his leg like a while he was trying to protect like from the dacoits in Mayapur. Mayapur, yeah, earlier like they used to attack 20 or 30 dacoits will come and they will try to attack the temple and they will try to steal. So during that time, like already the Sampastagana been already the deity already been presented over there. So someone was trying to come and steal the ornaments like from the deity of Narasimha Dev. Then immediately like a Maharaj was holding the deity and he was not leaving any of the ornaments to dacoits. So during that time, like they were trying to cut his leg, like in that aspect only, like he lost his leg. But he was narrating that to while he was in Dubai and Sharjah, like he was narrating that to many devotees that like he never felt around 4 hours, like while he was in temple. He never felt any pain like in the leg, and he never had any kind of like heart feelings because he don't have the leg. He's so fortunate and he is so blissful like that Narasimha Dev protected like me from that particular incident, and I was able to protect like this Narasimha Dev from the dacoits. So that was the great incident, like you mentioned. The Mayapur Narasimha Dev has so many pastimes, like with many devotees' life. It is immeasurable, Prabhu. Like definitely, the mercy of the Lord is so merciful. Like we will not be able to measure, and the Lord never taken any hesitance like to appear for protecting the devotee. Like so, he didn't appear to kill Hiranyakashipu, but he appeared like to protect his devotee Prahlad. Yes, Prahlad was not at all even an inch of doubt, like because one time Radhanath Swami Maharaj also like was saying, we may say okay, we don't have the fear, but when we see a snake, our fear pops out like by unknowingly. But Prahlad Maharaj been put into a room which is full of snakes, but he never had an inch of fear, and he didn't have an inch of doubt. Like okay, Lord is going to come and protect me. Like he had that much like a determination. So that determination, if we get like a 0.001%, like a then we are achieved for our devotional life, like in this particular lifetime. So that is what like we need to aim, or we need to pray to Narasimha Dev to protect like us from the material hankerings, and like to give like a more and more opportunity for our spiritual growth. To Prahlad Maharaj, and one second, to Prahlad Maharaj as well as like to Narasimha Dev. Just by praying to them only, like we will get the mercy of like to grow in our spiritual progress. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Thanks.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing it. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Right. Thank you so much, Vasant Prabhu, for a very nice pastime you shared, Prabhu. First of all, I just want to share, like, I'm really happy to see the name Vasanta Madhava Das, Preeti Swarupni Mataji, and Venkata Bhatta Chaitanya Das Prabhu. I'm really happy to announce that name, that spiritual name. So now, is Preeti Swarupni Mataji is there, Prabhu?
Hari Bol Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, many thanks for your blissful kirtan and nice hosting, Mataji. And after, like, go to hear from you after so long. So thanks for engaging us in blissful session today morning. Coming to Swami Gopeshwar Prabhuji, Hari Bol Prabhuji. Always you have come up with a new perspective of covering any topic in your innovative way. I second all the statements being shared by the previous devotees, whomsoever shared their realization. So many thanks for taking us through the virtual darshan of all the 9 deities of Ahobilam. So though I missed a few minutes in between, I will surely listen to that, and I had so many new realizations as well as learned so many stuff, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thanks for the inspiring class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your blessings, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Preeti Swarupni Mataji. Now I will call Venkata Bhatta Chaitanya Das Prabhuji. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Mataji, really, I missed your kirtan. Sorry for that. I was thinking today as Friday. Still, I was in old memory. So all of a sudden, I saw the meeting schedule and I came back. Sorry for that. Prabhuji, really, thanks a lot for taking us to this yatra. As everybody said, I learned many things about Narasimha Dev today. You made us to, and you showed darshan also. That is the great thanks, Prabhu. Thank you a lot. Whenever you narrated this forest and this, I was thinking, I'm also traveling with you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thanks a lot for taking us this yatra, Prabhu. Now, my anchoring level has gone up. Seeking your all devotees mercy and Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj mercy to have Lord Darshan there in the Dham. Please pray for that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhu. We have to plan that somewhere down the time. So yes, we will do that, Prabhu. Vasan Prabhu has already put it in his bucket list. So yes, we will do. He will lead us. Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings. Jai Srila Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Venkata Prabhu. Actually, I can say nothing you missed. You joined on time, so don't be sorry. Hare Krishna. Now I will call Mamta Mataji. Mamtaji, I just want to ask, how's Lakshay? How's Lakshay Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to all Vaishnavas. And first of all, the prayers. It was till 4 o'clock we were awake. I don't know, he just got sick last week, but again he got a fever last night. Let's see, Mataji, what will we are thinking to go for the COVID test first of all, and then further. So for now he's fine, not fine, but he took medicine to that workout. But yes, last night he had a very high fever actually. But yes, Lord Narasimha Dev is there. He will take care. Mataji, I got up a little late, so I missed your kirtan, your beautiful voice. However, I was able to join Santosh Prabhu, probably I think on time. I will see. I will go back again with the recording and I will listen your voice. And if I miss something, that also I will regain. Santosh Prabhu, you are always hitting the benchmark for the new standards and everything. For me, it's like out of thinking that we can all have a tour, virtual tour for Ahobilam. And for me, I don't know even this place. So thank you so much. I don't have any other word than thank you. Probably thank you is not sufficient, because there are many information which I found today. I was not aware. However, we all times listen very frequently. Lord Narasimha Dev, pastime, everything. There were many minute things which I noticed that I was not aware with. Thank you so much, and thank you for choosing the topic for the right time, the right day, and yeah, everything in the right manner. So, Prabhu, not taking so much time. Thank you so much, and I'm really fortunate, totally fortunate enough that morning I'm listening about Narasimha Dev Leela last time, about Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruv, Prabhu, the one story you narrated, all inspirations, all full of knowledge. Thank you so much. Thank you for pouring the knowledge all on us, like we all are Mudha. So, thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam.
Very well. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your blessings. And I think if you really liked the virtual tour of Balam, then the credit should go. The real recipient of this appreciation is Dhruv Das. So he has mentioned it in his one of the blogs, and he mentioned in a much better way. So I hope I could do some justice to it. So all credits to Dhruv Das Prabhu. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Hari Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Mamta Mataji, and we'll pray for Lakshay for a good health, Mataji. He will be fine soon. Don't worry. Now I will call Poona Premimai Devi Dasi Mataji. Is there, Prabhu?
No, Mataji, she is not here now. She was there during the session. She just.
Okay, no problem, Prabhu. Now then I will ask my Sadhu Prabhu. Please share your views.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and thank you so much, Sati Sundari, for the very beautiful kirtan that you did. It was short, sweet, and very, very nice. And San Prabhuji, very, very happy to be part of this today's lecture, Prabhu, because the few things which I really liked and want to learn from you includes, Prabhu, your flow, that storytelling, right? So it was all very much in sequence, with the full of information, full of knowledge, bhava, so many things, Prabhu. And the way you depicted that virtual tour of Ahobilam, you can see it made all of us like excited to get a chance to visit there. So thanks to you, Prabhu, so much for everything, Prabhu. And it shows a lot of hard work that you have done behind the scenes, Prabhu, for this. Prabhu, I just want to add one small thing, Prabhu, like the point where you said we are also like little Hiranyakashipu, right? So we have that Hiranyakashipu in our heart. How do we see that Hiranyakashipu? Because what Hiranyakashipu did, we all heard from you that he made such a difficult plan, which according to him could never be broken. Otherwise, he would have added 1 or 2 extra conditions also. Because as per best of that Hiranyakashipu's knowledge, whatever he could think of defeating the death and enjoying the material opulences, he asked everything. He had no doubt on the list of things that he had asked the Lord Brahma. Now, what do we see? I mean, how do we see that Hiranyakashipu in ourselves? Because for every single day, we try to not make the same mistakes which we did yesterday. We think this time our plan will be successful, because today, 14th May 2022, all the mistakes that I have done since my birth till 13th May 2022, I have learned a lot of them from all of them. And because I have that much knowledge, so my next plan of 14th May will not be defeated. For us, Lord Hiranyakashipu, I mean, Lord Narasimha does not have to come himself. He just sends his little servant Maya. That Maya is sufficient for us to make us realize that whatever plan you make, she is always there to make us realize that it is not going to work. This is not the way. So, because the thing is that we do learn this thing. All we need is like consistently we have to water this thought that this place is not for us. This world is called like Dukhale Ashashvatam. So maybe this was one of the first line that we all would have heard when we entered into our Krishna conscious life. There is no difference between name and the Nami. We all would have heard this thing on the second day of our Krishna conscious life. But where are we? I mean, are we watering that thought every single day? Probably not. So what is required is like Lord thought to these material people, I will give them my mercy. I will give them my little mercy so that they can come back to me. And then the Lord thought, why little mercy? Why not full mercy? And then the Lord thought, what do I mean by full mercy? By full mercy, Lord means himself. And then he made himself available in the name of his name itself, like Nam Namakari Bahuda. So we just have to hold the feet of Lord Narasimha, and he can come for Prahlad Maharaj because he was a great devotee. We just need a glance of his mercy, because we are not as strong as Hiranyakashipu, but our ego, our lust, our greed, our endless plan are probably same or maybe more stronger than Hiranyakashipu. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing your realizations, Haribol. Thank you. Just one thing, Prabhu, I don't agree with you is you mentioned that Krishna sends his little servant Maya. So Maya is not little from my experience. Maya is very powerful. On lighter note, but yeah, in front of Krishna, she may be a small shadow of the Yoga. But for me, at least, Prabhu, for you, she is little servant. For me, she is huge. Very difficult, Prabhu, for me.
Very well, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hari Bol. Very well said, Prabhu. It is not very small. Okay, now thank you, Sadhu Prabhu, for your views. I think we'll all done. Just I just want to just remind that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastime. Actually, this is the favorite pastime of Mahaprabhu. More than 100 times he hears this pastime, and that Mayapur na कौन से थे वो प्रभु Pankaj Jahangir Prabhu also used to talk that Narasimha Bhagwan. So as you said that Mayapur Narasimha Bhagwan is very, very, very powerful, Prabhu. So okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, before we close, Mataji, just one point. I like to thank you, Mataji, for your wonderful kirtan, and also for leading us through this discussion today. So thank you, Mataji. Thank you for everything. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Can we all switch on our cameras and take darshan?
So, Prabhu, with your permission, I'm closing the recordings, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.